Okay, here's these 1960 PanHeads here, after I got them all cleaned up. Here's what they look like for now. These are two broken fins. So there's our casting date right there. Looks like 10 of 60 would be my guess. There's our other one over here. What's that one? Looks like 1 of 60. So anyway, these, just if I can see it. I think they're going to need a lot of work to fix them up. This one here had the coils rubbing on it right here. It's also worn away. It's got this dimpling through here. So that needs to be all fixed. These holes are all oversized quite a bit. So there's our stock ones right here, these little small ones. See how big these are here. These are all pretty good size. So a couple here are small, then we go back into big ones again through here. So when they get like this, all we can do is we just have to weld them all up and start over. So just weld the whole hole up solid and just re-punch them. Drop it. Here's your exhaust spigot here. You can see how it's all been broken out and beat over. So that all needs to be refixed. Now this head here, get this up on a table here. Flathead parts out of the way. Better background here with the wood. Okay, these heads have been milled quite a bit. This has all been welded through here. You can see the weld marks. The light over here, you can see a little bit darker through here. That's all the weld. So somebody's repaired this head here. You can see all the porosity in there from the welding. So it's already been all worked on quite a bit. So this one here, the intake nipple looks like it's okay. The threads here look like they're decent. Should be good. Our seats aren't sunk too high. The guide hole looks good down in there. Guide boss. Got our normal cracks right there. Looks like about 2 or 3 of them. And maybe 4. Hard to tell. Seats are cut way off the center. That could just be from core shift or just how there's something going on. It doesn't look like it's had seats put in it, so it's stock. So the option of this is we can weld these things up solid, cut all this stuff out and weld it up solid and fix it. So, not sure about all that. I'm gonna go grab this phone call. Alright, I'm back after a few hours. Get back to where we left off at here. Let's see if I can show you where the problems are at here. The light kind of sucks here. Alright, I don't know if you can see the lip here height, but you can see how high that lip is and how this one here is just about gone. Because it's been milled down probably 20 or 30 thousandths on this head. This one here doesn't look very thick either, so it might have been milled also, so that means this one's even thinner. So anyway, that raises your compression way up by being like that. Let's see, this one here, I think we went over all the other stuff. That all looks good. This has been ported before. Not too bad of a job. It could be more, but it's not bad. So overall, this head here, it's got the repair in here. Need all of the holes fixed, so it needs work. It's not. The biggest thing is the head gasket's the part that'd be hard to fix. You'd have to weld up this whole surface and remachine it to fix that, so it'd be a lot of welding. But if we cut these valve seats out, weld that all up, we can come back and weld that all up too. Just more welding, no biggie. Just takes longer. All right, this head here, it's been ported like the other one. Looks like a little bit deeper. So this one might run slightly better. It's got the welded up and repaired intake nipple right here. So you can kind of see how that's been worked on. Same thing as the other ones. The welder's not really good. You got a lot of porosity in here. That'd be nice if it wasn't there. Minimum just needs to be cut back out, at least flush. But, it's got that lip in there. Shouldn't be there. This one here, it's got the same issue with these holes, except every one of these is big holes. So all the way around, these are all way oversized holes and stripped. If you look in there, get some light on these things. There's a few threads in there, but this one's even stripped out 1/4 inch. It's really huge. So it's going to need some work on that. Okay, this is the one that had the 2 broken fins right here. The exhaust spigot is not broken off, but it's really thin and tapered, so it could be used. It needs to be fixed also. And then we have the 2 cracks through here. There's a couple different ways of fixing these cracks. We can either leave them, cut everything all out of all this stuff, all the seats out and all that, weld up everything solid like I showed you in those pictures before. I'll go over and take some shots of those heads here when I'm done. Or I can go in here and V out just here where the crack is, and try to keep the spark plug hole in the seat intact and just weld those in a little bit. I can't weld it full depth when it's like that. I can only go in probably about 1/4 inch, about halfway through, and weld it, and that'll temporarily hold it, but it keeps you from having to do the whole head. So it is an option for a little bit better than not doing nothing. But, the spark plug holes still have threads in them. They have steel inserts. This one's kind of rusty in there. Get it where you can maybe see in there a little bit. Let's try the light here, see if that helps us any. You can see how the threads up. You can see how the threads are kind of half rusted out. And this one over here, you can see how these are a little bit better looking. So these have full threads over here. But anyway, it's just, they both need work. So, but anyway, if you want to keep the 60 heads, we can do that. This one here is also pretty rough right here. Somebody got a little active with their screwdriver or something, taking it apart. We can weld that up there anyway. We got to weld all these holes up anyway, so that stuff's no big deal fixing it. This one here looks like it's been welded here. Kind of a color change. It's hard to see in the light around here. It doesn't look like it's been welded from this side, but I can see a color change. And, maybe you can see it there, and a little bit of roughness and porosity right there too. But overall, they're usable heads. They just need work. All these things need work. So it's just a matter of what degree of work we want to do to them. So anyway, let me go take pictures of the shots, and or the other heads. You can see how much they look like when they're welded. Okay, here's these heads I welded up. Nice and dark over here, as you can see. Let me flip the light on, help. All right, here's what it looks like before you weld them up. The light will stay on. So obviously the light don't want to stay on. Now it does. Great. Yeah, let's make this easy. Turn that damn light off. We hold it in the light. So you can see how this one V's out. You got the crack between the spark plug holes right there, and the seats were bad, so we welded all that. So these are all waiting to be welded up. And you can see how thick the gasket area is right here. And yours was really thin, so that's probably how much things have been cut away. And this is the head here that's been completely welded up. This one looked just like that other one, except it had cracks in each threaded hole, which I welded up also. So seats are all welded up. The valve guide down there, boss, has been welded up. Obviously the exhaust spigot's all completely welded, waiting to be machined. So got some fin repair right through here. See how that welds up. You go back and cut them back out. So anyway, your heads would need to be more welded than this if we were doing everything. So, but that gives you an idea of what needs to be done. These ones I welded a long time ago, so I got a better welder now, machine. So they should look even better than this when I'm done with them. And this is the pile of junk on the floor here that we were sent pictures of. Pictures don't really do justice to what you're looking at. So This here was the best set of cylinders with numbers here, but the bore was real big. These both had numbers that were about maybe in the right area for date coding. They're J code. That one's a J. This one here is a J. Kind of see it down there, upside down, of course. These all have good fins here. All these here. These ones here all had broken fins all through here. So these ones are the ones that are the best ones. This is the next best cylinder here, but the code was a K code right here. But this had a better bore than this one. One of these I thought might have been sleeved. I don't remember. Yeah, this one here was sleeved. You can see the sleeve in there. Get the light to look at it. You can see a little lip right here where my thumb is. You can tell there's a sleeve. So this one here is that standard 10 over. This one here I think was a 50 or something. Let's see, this is a 40 over piston here. So these are 40 over. This is the piston that came out of this motor. And this is the cylinder that matches to it. But it is a C code. And it had a broken fin or two in it. So that's why it's in the junk pile over there. This one here is a smaller bore. So this one was the one that might have been 10 or 20 over. So it could be matched up to this one here, which would be probably a 50 over if it cleans, or should definitely clean at 60. So, but if you want to keep the same J code on it, that was this one here. And we just bore it up also the same size, because it's this one here was sleeved down, so it should be pretty small. So, but anyway, that's where you're at on those. This other set was the next set I had that were a fairly close set. And these were H code here. And an F code. I'm not sure what codes we need for a year, but I'm thinking your J's and K's and stuff like that is probably closer to being closer to your 60s type codes. But I don't know, you have to Google that and see if you can investigate. These are the other heads I had picked out, but yeah, we can fix your head just as much as we can fix my head. It's no big deal. That was my two best sets that kind of matched. They were, this one here is a 61 head, 8 of 61 down there. This one here didn't have any date code on it. Not sure what year it is. This one over here had also no date code. And this one here was another 60 head, which is, yeah, focus. Nice camera, huh? Let's see. Take some of the blow out of it, and you can come in quicker. Looks like a 3 of 60. So this is the rear head. I think the rear head was the one that you had all machined down real heavy. So, but it's got the same cracks. Oversized holes up here on the rocker box. Exhaust spigot's not quite as bad. And this one here looks like it's got very, very light porting to it, if anything. So, but it's got all the fins on it. That's a plus. A couple of nicks here and there on the fins. A little nick right there, but they're all here. That's always a plus. So that, yeah, this camera's all over the place. Good thing I'm talking, not looking, huh? So anyway, this one could be, you know, could be used up more than that other one if you wanted to. It's up to you. I haven't cleaned that head up. That's just how I bought it. So it looks like all the holes here are all been hogged out. So those all have to be all welded up. But you know, yeah, it's just, it just comes down to what you want. It's got the, you know, typical exhaust spigot needs work. This looks like it's been wire brushed real heavy in here, but that's about it. Looks like the exhaust seat is sunk in there a little bit. Nothing too serious, but you know, we can put seats in there if you want. It's just whatever you want to do. So anyway, that's what I had in heads. So that was out. And over here we got drop the piston. Pull this back a little bit. These are the flywheels I had. This one here I think was the best pair. So this is a later one with a brass washer in it. So this is probably something from the 72, 73 and later style. This one here is an earlier one, a big thick one. These are, this one's stock balancing. This one here usually means it's been balanced by somebody. It's got some holes in it up here. So this is kind of how I do stuff, so that might be the one I've balanced before. I try to get most of the weight out of up here that I can. This is the other set, which is probably the best full early set, maybe. Nope, it's still got a brass ring on it too. So this flywheel here definitely has never been modified. It's only got one hole drilled in it for balancing, which is pretty rare. This one here hasn't been balanced either. So these have real good washers in them still. So these are good. These here are your 56 wheels. And these are for a single point distributor. They only got the top dead center and your timing mark. This set here is the same. This one's got different, this is cast at a different time frame because these are different looking. And this has a 6-6 code, which I'm not sure what that means. And it's got an L code on it. This one over here has an F code on it. So this one here should be an older flywheel. But they both have the 60 numbers over here. So that means they were casted at least by 60. Let me get in closer. So, but either one of these two would work pretty good. I would say this is probably the closest one to your 1960 time frame. This one here, unknown time period. This one here has a 60 code on it. So that would probably match up better to your 60 flywheel if you want it to be that way, but it still was made, it was still cut in the 70s. These brass washers came out in 72 or 3 as I recall. Even as somebody replaced it and put one in there, that happens too. But anyway, if you want this wheel here and this wheel here for being the most accurate, you know, it doesn't matter, whatever you need. This set over here is, it's got the 3 timing marks for your dual point distributor. So you got your front and rear timing mark and your top dead center. So this is front, this is rear timing, that's top dead center for front. So that's this one. This one has an M code on it. So we know M code means we're into the 62 or 3 when we went to dual point. No, dual point came out in 61 or 2, I think. I forget. Somewhere in there. This one here is one that looks like one I balanced again. And this one has a steel washer in it at least. And it's a 60 date on it. So anyway, these are different ones I got. So whatever you think you like, mix and match. You got 3 of them to choose from of each style, so I'm not really concerned about which one you get. You can pick any one you want. So either way, I'll rebalance them so they'll be correct. I don't leave anything that's not balanced. But anyway, that's where we're at on that. So most of all these other heads here I got are, you know, there's lots of heads here and other cylinders, but it's all broken stuff, you know, like all this crap you get. You know, all kinds of different years and models and different degrees of being broken. So these should be all your later stuff on this side. So here's another late one here. You can see how they get rust pits in them and all kinds of crap. But yeah, these are all just different versions. This one's a 59. Oop. There we go, 59. So this is good for a 62, but it's got a little bit of a broken fin right there. Just one of those little small ones, but no big deal. Real nice exhaust port. These little welding where the rust pit is. Cracks are about the same as yours. So this is a nice looking head, but it's, you know, you can use your head, it doesn't matter. Just comes down to what you want to do. So Here's some more up here. So just lots of different things. But anyway, that's where we're at on that. So like I said, this is pretty much the stuff I had picked out because it's about the right for what we're trying to do for you. But anyway, I'll get this sent off to you and then we can talk. So there we are for now.